Hey, so welcome to part two of the Canyon and Trestle Bridge, and I was thinking, I wonder how they get in to maintain the bridge over them with a high railer, but I thought it'd be good to have a road coming in here. So what I've done is, as you can see, just a little piece of hardboard that I've stuck in here. I've got the truck on it, and little centerpiece for the track, and then I'm going to run a slope down into there so that we can actually get railroad vehicles into the bridge for any maintenance and such like. So put a little gate across here and blend all this in with the existing scenery. So we've got a little service road. I think those are often missing on railroads, and so yeah, let's keep going and we'll fill this scene in. Okay, so now we've just built up these landforms here on both sides, and then I've also put a crossing in here and a slope down so that we'll have a track going down here into the start of the trestle bridge. And I think the other thing I'm going to do is put a gate across here, because as a photographer and a rail fan, you can imagine the temptation for rail fans to trespass down here, because you'd get a fantastic shot of the train coming out of the cut and tunnel onto the bridge, and of course we don't condone any kind of trespass on the right of way, and so we're going to put a little gate in there to keep the HO scale rail fans off from what is going to be a pretty spectacular vantage point for photographs. Anyway, progress continues. So the road was looking way too flat and more like a highway than a service road, so what I've done here is just built up the center section with some spackle polyfiller, just to give it that worn road look. So we'll wait for that to dry and then get some ground cover on there. A little bit more progress here. Made a little gate just out of styrene barrier to stop those pesky rail fans getting in there. Obviously we had to put it back this far so in the event of it swinging the other way, it doesn't actually catch any of the trains. So we've got a little stopper post there anyway, but yep, that's looking good. Stuck a few more trees on, and just putting some deadfall under those trees, which actually makes a nice forest floor. But it's amazing how just sticking a few trees in there makes quite the difference. Just moving around to the other side here, you can see these trees really start to bring the scene to life. Really got to do something with this culvert to paint it and have some water running out of it. Don't go too mad because we got the waterfall actually in the creek itself, but yeah, just starting to put a few more trees in and about, and it's really starting to come together. So just putting in the fence posts that are going to run down the side of the track, obviously to stop people finding other ways to get onto the bridge deck for, I don't know, doing crazy things like jumping off. Also starting to think about this little waterfall coming out of the culvert. The rest of the time here I've just been spending on trying to fix a problem, and what was happening was, as the trains were coming this way, some of my locomotives were actually just catching the girders on the side. So what I've had to do here now is to build up these plastic landing here, and then I can move the girders further out. So going to need some jiggery pokery under here to make it all look like an actual bridge, bridge deck rather, but you know, one of those things, at the end of the day, if the trains won't go over the bridge, it's not a point in having the bridge. So we'll continue working away on this. Okay, so a little bit more progress. Just got a whistle sign there. That comes from Small Scale Innovative, and I can definitely recommend their products. I've got a few now to put around the layout, so just to give that added realism. So here we can see a look through Carbon Creek as we come around the bend, and these are just fence posts that I'm going to use wire and then trim to the right height as we go along, but again to stop people trespassing. In terms of stopping people trespassing, here's the service gate now, which I've spray painted yellow, and as you can see I've also dusted in some fine chalk on the wheel tracks and put some vegetation. So the only thing I've got to do now is to put a sign on the gate, and again I'm going to be using Small Scale Innovative signs, and just for reference, that's the size of the sign that's going on the gate, very small. Actually this might help a bit better, and this is what it's going to say in case of emergency. Here's the numbers to ring, so that's going to go on that gate nicely, just to give it that extra element of detail. So also put in some more trees over the back here, so it's all starting to come together, typical of the Rocky Mountain railroading, where you're heading between rocks and lots of firs. So here from the other angle, again you can see the fence post, which I'm going to put filament wire on and then chop them down to the right height, and below that hopefully you can see here the spillway with some water coming out, made from just clear silicon, and then the oversplash is done with just some varnish. So yeah, it's all starting to come together and looking nice. As we look down now, we can see lots more trees, and it's starting to provide a really nice entrance to Carbon Creek and the bridge itself, further to which I've actually widened the bridge now, and yeah, I'm going to start to put that together. And as you can see down the gorge at the moment, there's a bunch of junk, but I'm going to start now to think about how the water comes off the waterfall, and the effect that I need as it hits the bottom and then moves into a river. So quite pleased with it so far. It's starting to come to life. Might have to find a small HO scale bear to put in amongst the trees there, but that just might be a bit twee, so I'll think about that. Looking for the bridge back down to the service road. Got a nice little scenic vantage point there, so you can see how it all ties together and gives access down into the bridge itself to the railroad workers. So yeah, more to come.